The Aristocats. Madame Bonfamille and her amazing Aristocats lived in a beautiful house in Paris. They were Marie, Toulouse, Berlioz, and Duchess. Their mama, their kittens, were very talented. Madame loved them very much, and she planned to leave her entire fortune to them. Madame did not keep the fact about her fortune a secret, and her wishes did not make Edgar the butler very happy. So Edgar came up with a plan of his own. He would make the Aristocats disappear so he could inherit Madame's fortune. For supper that very evening, Edgar prepared a special dish. "Come taste this delicious creme de la creme à la Edgar," he called. Unfortunately, it was very delicious, and the Aristocats and their friend Roquefort the mouse ate it all. They soon fell fast asleep. Following his plan, Edgar put them in a basket and drove them out into the country. He soon met two noisy dogs who loved to chase anything on wheels. Edgar lost control of his motorcycle and drove right into a river. The basket holding the Aristocats fell off the motorcycle and under the bridge. When the cats awoke, they did not know where they were. How would they find their way home? Soon Thomas O'Malley, the alley cat, found the Aristocats and offered his help. He was quite taken with Duchess. O'Malley arranged a ride aboard a milk truck, but the cats were discovered and chased off the truck. Concerned for their safety, O'Malley decided to accompany the Aristocats back to Paris. After the very long walk, O'Malley convinced Duchess to stop at his place and rest before going home to Madame. But when they got to O'Malley's place, his jazz-playing friends were singing and dancing up a storm, and the Aristocats wanted to meet them all, especially Scat Cat. The kittens joined in fun. But soon it was time to go home. O'Malley tried to talk to Duchess into staying with him, but she was too worried about Madame. O'Malley agreed to take Aristocats home. He no longer saw them to their door when Roquefort came running after him. "Duchess needs help," cried the little mouse. "Come quickly." When Edgar saw the Aristocats, he grabbed them and stuffed them inside a pillowcase. Then he hid them in the oven while he pulled out a huge trunk stamped Timbuktu. O'Malley sent Roquefort to get Scat Cat and his friends and bring them to Madame's. Then he ran back to the house to help Duchess. He cornered Edgar in the barn, and there was a terrible fight. Edgar pinned poor O'Malley to the wall with a pitchfork. Suddenly, Scat Cat and his friends were at the barn door. They managed to overpower Edgar as Roquefort popped open the trunk to let out the Aristocats. The animals made sure Edgar took their place inside. A few minutes later, some men came to pick up the trunk and headed for Timbuktu. There was the happiest of reunions with Madame. She could not believe her precious cats were home safe and sound, and Madame had told O'Malley and his friends to thank for it. Madame could see that O'Malley and Duchess were in love. She invited him to live with them. Now her family was complete, and as for O'Malley's musician friends, Madame threw a great party and invited them all to play. The end.